Naa Torshie Ashanti Winning. One of the messages he preaches is say, "We share the tradition of politics in Ghana. Term Obiata na kwa say two terms. Abaya 2 years and this first term, and all things being equal, they have an advantage for the second term. All things being equal, and you know, and yet election be easy, sir. Say me koto a year this free because
96.3.
And if you look at the background, the OD 4 years, 1 year beyond twice.
But the dynamics change when the sitting president is not coming.
Yes, it does. It does. We are not denying that fact. But what we are saying is that, say, 8 years, there's the probabilities in favor of the 8 years. And this year, but see, coach changing now.
With the same.
I know. 8 years with the same personality. But there's also an example of 8 years with the party.
Lawson FM 96.3.
And John Mama.
When John Mama was coming, he was then the president.
When he was going to,
he was the president.
Okay, he was the president because he had been elected as the president. Yes. But the party had those 2 terms.
Of course. Of course.
And you know, the probabilities are more in favor of the arguments 8 years.
Of course, that one there, undeniably.
Yes, Ebema. Contest na ye de dene pa and he okukuduro for ne obi anani dene, and she refers to the concession we made the last election. Some of the parliamentary seats in Sempa and Humbebre no. Or see we need obi a humono no be bold enough to stand say no yento aban kan we. And he finds that in Yura Kennedy Agyapong. And it is without this man Prusi Kusasi issue. But unfortunately for him, no, baby or free and Kutiano. If we have over 700 to 1 million Kusasis who say that will not vote for a candidate because he comes from A or B. Now we call contest him now say all the Obi of you have already lost 700,000 votes before you even start. And if we say we want power, we can't take that risk. Say we for the panana yanko or money yanko pom chosa video mutumano. It won't happen. Base, yeah, the papa yi by near him say base in the Islamic community, which na MPP any a stronghold. And now Osanfree North. And also idea of these 2 places. A man candidate can be special because once he comes in, now to it may add up to our votes. But at the end of the day, when we went to the contest, we know, suddenly and that's no, and Koyasa, and the whole money na Ashanti Koy. Yes, and now, Monsieur Ibi Omoyano, as one say, yes, here were near 6 police stations now, 6 police stations in all, 4 Kufuor winning 4.
96.3.
You sue all the 4. As one say, Zongo. Your candidate was preferred because he was coming from Zongo. And the actual said, Saturday idea need to so I 2 about 2023 man, San and Tissa. And he said, no crazy opportunity would have to make sure, say a choose will be only those disadvantages, near the Nico. And who is that person? It's Kennedy Agyapong. Naa Torshie Ashanti Winning. One of the messages he preaches is say, we share the tradition of politics in Ghana. Term Obiata na kwa say 2 terms. Abaya 2 years and this first term. And all things being equal, they have an advantage for the second term. All things being equal. And you know, and yet election be easy, sir. Say me koto a year this free because
96.3.
And if you look at the background, the OD 4 years, 1 year beyond twice.
But the dynamics change when the sitting president is not coming.
Yes, it does. It does. We are not denying that fact. But what we are saying is that, say, 8 years, there's the probabilities in favor of the 8 years. And this year, but see, could change now.
With the same.
I know. 8 years with the same personality. But there's also an example of 8 years with the party.
Lawson FM 96.3.
And John Mama.
when John Mahama was coming, he was then the president.
When he was going to,
he was the president.
Okay, he was the president because he had been elected as the president. Yes, but the party had those 2 terms.
Of course.
And the probabilities are more in favor of the arguments 8 years.
Of course, that one there, undeniably.
Yes, Ebema contest na ye de dene pa and he okukuduro for ne obi anani dene, and she refers to the concession we made the last election. Some of the parliamentary seats in Semba and Humbebre. Or see, we need obi a humono. No be bold enough to stand say no. Yanto aban kan we. And he finds that in Yura Kennedy Agyapong. And it is without doubt saying ye market obi a Kennedy Agyapong is the easiest candidate to market. Is the easiest candidate, even though
Lawson FM
in the past.
Yeah,
I think that given this Kennedy Agyapong is the best candidate to market. Okay. And so we are urging all delegates to vote for him massively. Yempe by consensus.
Okay, so far said the campaign and the organization of Winnie Kono, okay, is everything going on well, smoothly from leading up to the elections, and is everything going on well?
So far, so good. Let me give you 2 examples.
Okay.
The proxy votes, for instance, we were protesting, saying no, it is something that you are abusing in the past. Exactly. And this time, and we have succeeded. Yesterday, verification. I'm saying, and carbon. We protested now. Your team acted super massively.
Okay.
And
Lawson FM.
So good. In spite of the advantages, some of them are one candidate. You do such stage when we have seen that they are listening to our call. Let us be neutral and fair, because we are the same party. You may have your favorite.
That's what you're seeing. The neutrality is there. The fairness.
It's drifting. My remember one example. Your 41 chairman of Ashanti region issue statement. In fact, if they were chairman of Ashanti region, or more aligned with DMB, and obey issue statement, say, Ubiaba Ashanti region. Now, another second lady, former second lady, Waha, to buy and manager, I continue. She should stop her campaign. We are creating confusion, but my tension about. So we reacted to that. How can you be a member of one team and yet claim that we are neutral? You can't be neutral. And me personally, me feel
96.3.
A Kenyan in Mrana say we are party penina can take his size in such an election. They should be made to be neutral. You can have your favorites, but I won't mark out openly.
That's been there with you MPP before, they say from a
but I think it's not helpful. So tension be a baby is as a result of that. And can we a chairman will be organize election would on one side? How can there be fairness? In Tianoso, the party we share no, then it's home to me dealing with it. I think that it will help with the growth of the party. So far, Kennedy Agyapong's style of campaigning, you attest to it. This time it's not like before. He's doing extremely well, selling out policies and telling people what he will do different from what we have done as a country in the past.
How would you answer, sir? Kofu omo notion we are be breeding them, but in the first place, OG or UK
96.3.
I also check.
Oh boy, you my
OG. Yeah. Now, Ebinum say yena from the Kennedy Agyapong camp. Mo kase where Baumia ni religion ne baby free because of solidifying votes ne me went to me anye any idea hadwen ebinum what the other side na kire say wanya hwe kra no otumi win
Lawson FM 96.3
Musumu constituency it is a mo kasa asem no a ya mo so mo hwe mu fie.
We are in Lusu constituency.
Where can Agyapong be free?
He never contested any election.
No. I'm talking.
How did Baumia win his constituency without contesting? Kennedy Agyapong, the constituency, the NDC seat, The first time I was and not so all these years. In fact, also see from Krana and what panic. And we see from the Moody candidate. Mama on the choose candidate too. The party chose a candidate. I know I call contest. We will
individual so choose party.
Exactly. And so the question: why are they holding him responsible for the performance of that person? Because you no choose no. Only choose no.
But Obi says, "When you ma pan kawoye no, I'm for the children to us. A bemo when you GD say akunya na NDC for dia. You demand MPP share my palm.
Lawson FM.
Sir, if you want to find out whether he did well or not, it's about the number of times he was elected. We MP now kono anya dia 1 term 2 term obeko Kennedy kokan ko bi wan ko besan wini. I shall say he was doing something extra, and I've said this earlier on. Say Kennedy is the only candidate who has some special support about with his person, not the party. And the constituency there, one example.
So it has to be him.
Yes, it has to be him. Otherwise, there's a disadvantage. He carries that along with him, and this is not because of MPP, not because of him. Or change once you lose, and to Onunti, and instead of saying it's a credit to him. Say what you NDC so for 24 years. No be anti to not change when this will perform seat. And the show
someone can also argue so I knew Jumapa.
And Yanukre. At the end also ya one year, Kennedy schools. And Yama, I have a document about what he did in his constituency. You can't imagine it. The number of schools he built with his own
Lawson
money,
FM.
the people he assisted, he gave scholarships. MPB anya bida. And he sa talk no there. Sebi, you call candidate back no constituency of winning at the end of why or don't you and you know, and on no crown contest the MP da. And to only to no. This is something that I've been doing some document on. He had an advantage that nobody has had before. And his popularity was not even tested before he contested. Somebody handpicked him when he was not a party person. They gave him a waiver. He became a party person. He worked so hard. And so he rose to the top. That is okay. But whether or not he was popular for election, we didn't know because he had never contested an election before. You see? And he didn't call it. And it showed up. Say, a by-election there, he's not a material. Because the chart as we have it, you know,
96.3
something, about 4 point something. It was gradual from 1 point something to 6 point something. The first candidate who has brought it down is this candidate. And Ghanaians should look at it from that point of view. A by-electioner, he doesn't have what it takes. And the one who has what it takes in election is Kennedy Agyapong. What imagine NDC seat at transfer for 24 years. Obi antimanye, osi former NDC performer.
Say o kase campaign no niema arrangement ni bibia ko yi a o hwe said ya one for a campaign ya perish the thought Kennedy Agyapong elusu. How are you going to results?
Oh, if it is fair election, Kennedy has always been a Democrat. And all of us following him believe that once elections are conducted, it means that what pledges say Ulusua Ubetinum. And it's a fairness woman.
96.3.
But
so far, so good. The rest, they are artisan to you protect the ballot, you make sure that the right thing is done. In fact, it's your attitude. This time now, we are not complaining. We are campaigning.
That's right. From last time, last time, Nakasana Dawson. Why you say,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But in general,
Lawson FM 96.3.
And we were expected to say a free power, but we have had a cause.
I don't think the sense say we have MPs majority na almost support candidate be and the Sanya man.
I don't say me MPs yakadom support we yakadom so omboa.
And they are grown form.
Any form.
The day no na bench.
Propaganda na there. Maybe say yi test confobi akọ candidate ba kufie. No mo tenor of office twam. Omko bakoje ya no omko fie kwata. Efie. That new executive. So how was that productive? Henti ano there I had to say communication department. We had a group of Kwabre East, a group of Muslims who held a press conference that they used their distance support. But we are now there with Kennedy Agyapong. As one said,
Lawson FM.
Is that not beautiful?
It is beautiful, and to me, it doesn't matter much, but it matters. So I'm saying it here. And the economist, Kennedy Cobran or Cobacqua, a party, a Cassifon Bacno, or Bowrum, Sani Echo. So, a bit of December, no? Not tables, not.
They were December.
Oh, yes. December, we know. None of my
look at the red January now. Naka 1 month.
1 month. And I won't be bold about so after the Asakra. And who said Kennedy can be to marine power, my party, mommy and support. And there's hope.
What Tammy Ken? Mama Ken and ye Ken.
Yes.
Let Ken be Ken. Mama Ken and ye Ken.
He's still Ken.
What Tammy no?
Ghanaians have sent a plea to him. And say, on Tony down, on relaxes.
No, we are.
Lawson FM.
Let's put it right.
I want to attach the end
discipline. So, discipline. And now, and then as I Trump.
Don't
be a third class human being. He's the president of the world's most strongest country. And it's fuck you, no, or they are yet my. And you know, why would that be a basis for choosing a leader? And I mean, Thomas, you know, what you idea, no, Bantam MP, you know, can simple.
Ascenso. Wako can be.
On talk can be just like a touch,
hey, sir, I
just a new basis for choosing a leader. So on the team, okay. Sack perception, no, slavery perception, no. So why would you brought for a leader? Well, she sees no a slavery mentality. That's why most of our scholars are not doing well. They've been enslaved in their mind. They think that to shed suitor.
96.3.
It's not true. Fiscal Cambrofo, that is the one I will be to my leader. We have tried it and we have failed. Let's look for people who are practical. Manya Simpwani Capre, Mediakoto Asasiado, Madria Banchi, my. What is it? The way does it take PhD to do this? Somebody is doing it. Hey, some mentality. Roma wants some mentality. No matter taken. You call you and a Okaka same way. Now the Chinese or call you no catch a check or candy panty. Any party. And all those things are not measures for choosing a leader who can transform. Look, we are virtually in a second world or a third world. What we need now is wealth creation and human right. We'll get to human right when we have developed our Americans. And we say, Behman, and some say a bit creative way.
96.3
schools, yes, you see hospitals. Tango minimum that. And your industry, you be a call Benya Jumai. You are calling a fine. I be near ye. Warehouse in one nearby, your bar near your bogasm. Those are the things we need for now.
Okay.
In our politics, and who can bring this? And yet, Taibo, and yes, you to share. Employment.
Lawson FM 96.3.
Maternity, whatever.
Free maternity care.
Go for ya. Nana free
yes.
And then I can't do my. Kennedy say or the ba no be anya dwuma aye na at least nipa ho ahehan na boys bre.
Okay, but what is will be omoka say first timer to win a difficult. How would you answer them?
The logic of it is Buzia. The logic, Buzia won the first time he contested. Rollins won the first time he contested. Who
you should Rollins then is fair?
It's not fair, but historic.
Okay.
So okay. John Mama also won. Rollins then the Mimi Twase. He had all the advantage. In fact, even compare President Kufuor's
Lawson FM.
Alhaji Bahomia.
Okay.
What does it? Onya 30 years was 41 or Kufuor had this man. How can you compare the two? Kufuor was contesting Lawrence, and you expected him to get 51. It was impossible. It was virtually impossible. You see, Lawrence, we intelligently got Lawrence out of the system, and those who did the negotiations did well. Got him to change to a democratic after 8 years, or Koboko, or Wenyeku, and your force. And the Lawrence no be to know. And Tina Kufuor at the period. But if you look at Yura Baumia, he had been a vice president for 8 years. The incumbency advantage as vice president, the party in government. All these institutions were at his behest. Resources were available. Then you perform this way and you want to compare to
Lawson FM.
Same happened to Akufo-Addo. Not only all the opportunity.
Akufo-Addo also make a crime and cancer. Akufo-Addo won the first election. It was the second one that he failed.
But in general, he lost.
No, but I mean that he won in terms of the votes. What we need the first time.
But I couldn't make
and
it.
And then Mrano, second one.
So you didn't win.
And the second one will lose it. And the first time, let's assume that the figures have changed. Second what we need. The first time, possible. As difficult as it is.
And there's nothing like possible. I mean,
but we have said it's possible.
Yeah, first time. There's always a first time in everything.
Exactly. So
in every idea, there's always a first time.
Your candidate, I compare your first time. I'll be contest on the ticket of MPP party. I'll be winning. No, I support to Buzia, the historic. Okay. But so
96.3
of somebody who is of NDC descent or say, I compare about the opportunity.
I'm saying this for cancer. They know why they are saying that.
Oh,
so Kennedy, Kennedy.
It was a sincere talk. I was on my way from campaign. Me used to branded car.
Okay.
Barnum Smith, you know, filling station at all. Full. Apparently they knew me. Oh, Lawyer Gusi. Now, no, I'm to no more human, no more heli, no more yeah. When you're penna, don't move me. I'm so. Me so. Felican man, I'm feeling me full. V8. Ma, I'm the buy.
I'm
that chummy. Kennedy. And they were telling me, say, can you buy and this for so but 2 man. And he, and ya dear, I grow and and out to throw to ma. What Ukofita mua, what chambers here?
96.3.
Virtually everywhere you go, you hear people say this. I'm wondering why MPP is becoming so difficult to understand this simple thing. The man is sheer popular. Whether you believe in him or not, people believe in him. They trust he will be the one to change the system. Give him the opportunity as a party. Give it to him. Let him win the power for you. Moseyempene. No can was a fact because it's simple.
Lawson FM 96.3.
Manafaka about Koka into one in the president. Where are them? Timanafaka did there. Yabeka and so your bedding was a son Ghana and yes, and yet, you know.
Lawyer Kusi. Manafaka did Yabeka.
Oh, Yabeka. Yabeka son Ghana. And Grand Benya Jumaya, Government Gago Butum, Chrono so better.
I thought you motherfucker. Oh, Betty, motherfucker.
Now, himself, one repent, will be going to interview, he still insisted. Oh, now because obey son from a lady interviewed her subscriber so on the mate, no.
All of these when you get closer to Ken, how does it feel? How feel is that he went?
What she can that's what whom attaching her. They will be relating to
Lawson FM.
So it doesn't bother him at all.
Okay.
And now in nature no or react here on for being shame. Hey,
but we don't react to you.
Oh. What comment last about how comment?
The usual Kennedy Agyapong reaction.
That be say when he was a child, he was behaving like a child. When he grew to be a man, now he's a leader.
Now he thinks, believe, behave,
exactly.
Walk, act, walk
exactly
as a leader.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Tinya dia mube hunza Kennedy ye did not or first now. No. He's moving on. He's going to be the best president for Ghana.
Okay.
Ghana will be surprised.
Mate. La. And finally, can we reach a delegate? To a see a phone.
Minuamo. Anopa me chiamo why. Mamo piao. Se se die. Moana moko. Na.
Moana moko.
Listen to me carefully, because Kennedy is bringing something new. Or say on your bar, the priority.
Lawson FM.
The party people. A call befaswa mo delegates. Mo befaso. Ye first ye can be or your politics say ye to abamu your mobile mo say ye nko internet the copy juma. You need certificate. He has taken good note of that. I promise you. So bar certificate or no certificate, he will find something for you to do. In fact, there were contracts be like Oma Modo Ekwanhui. Do you need certificate to do that? 10 of you will come together, form an association, you get a contract with you along with you along the road. No, Musika. Hey, Juma. Party first. That is what we are going to do. And we promise that we will never fail. Kennedy Agyapong Emusuda. Nyami Shiramo.
La Nyami Insha pa say na no pay so wanya bre edi amaya ina eno an ni nyina na
96.3.
So ini ko yo.
Pa
mo mudi watem kom.
Ese prema di e di de.
Anya asem ketua.
Ye fa wo je o. Ye fa wo je o. But I'm happy. You don't understand. I'm happy for you because I remember my first time I meet you. Now me wo when I had the encounter with you. I told my production team I couldn't me no lawyer share that, but the way and in nature no is it near day my penalty. Nature kwa the course me we kwa say sana ne ho kan isi madam fo. Oh, Debbie.
Astute lawyer. Yes, Kabi. Yes.
Oh, sir.
How are you? Best stretch. You can't pay your
96.3.
Matthias here. Ebe kakra.
Naa Torshie Winning kakra. Me mo so masande concrete.
But lawyer, yeah, that's it. La kusi ena yate nenkano, but anopay mami fantu enim say aha, yes I bet you. Ope so
Lawson FM 96.3.
And our education now build new skills, now secure better future. Anopay me conform say Jackson University College NSS Unuomo Eshi Ebom Jackson University College and anyone mum. Over 4-year Bachelor of Education programs are often be you can apply with WASI. Matured applicant 25 years and above, move it to apply. 2-year post diploma in education. 1-year postgraduate diploma in education for any degree holder or person or chair and now or receiving GS promotion. Master programs are offered to say guidance and counseling, educational leadership and management, English, mathematics and early grade. And so until me come for the amount say Jackson University College and so do any open if you're looking
Lawson
for
FM.
job ready digital skills. Digital marketing, data analysis, and afi and so software in and also cyber security and many more. IELTS tuition. Yeah, especially the man nurses. Our person mo try IELTS. Now more explore traveling abroad opportunities. No, now the am there. Jackson University College and it's a almost flexible tuition fee payment. Now programs are almost run now. Almost around maybe via distance learning, online and in person. Addition of IT training, any certificate to degree programs. Almost affiliated with University of Education Winneba, accredited by Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTech. So person will apply. Apply through this short code star 90 star 215 hash. And after 020 1260
Lawson FM.
Ayeduase news site. Ewo Kumasi ha. Enkan omo abena Atia Towers. Ring Road Circle. Ring Road Circle. Omo www.jackson.edu.gh. Ubenya omo. Beto follow mo on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Jackson University College. Baby omo buy digital satellite any. Bash in ye. Satellite so any. And pay bash in ye. Decoder ni. Ocha de bomode ako bash home. Bash Abrepo Junction. Shipum. Koroko Junction wa Jebas number no 0556 287 757 adie bia fa decode and satellite ho de bash and a medium wa dance here e de amount ene anopay Abrefi collections and anopay everywhere Abrefi dealing in men's suit designer shirts
6.3
shoes and slippers perfume bracelet and the kaka wunyina no Abrefi collections ebema oni nyina bi Abrefi collections asafo labor runabout no why so do ani akere atonsu kwan no to no afei bantama G runabout Abrefi collections essence so ewo bako ewo hono and afei anopai me kamfo obi ya guest house e the amount ewo akropon isate obi ya guest house or where comfort meets tranquility. Ufri Ayeduase IPT ya financial ni ase kwan no ehwa ukonwa wani mu wono obi ya guest house ewo obe experience top notch hospitality.